Good morning, my dear kids. Have a nice day. I hope all of you are well during this corona time. It's very wise to stay at home, eat good food, eat nutritious food, drink a lot of water, be healthy, be safe. Okay, this is Mithun Raj from this part of the world. This is my second video now, and in this video, we are going to discuss something about the 10th standard science subject. Okay, the 10th standard science subject. What about the weightage of each chapters for the 10th standard science? At the same time, we will discuss about the pattern of the question paper and also from each important chapters and all, important diagrams and all. With that, we will also discuss about an introduction towards the first part of science, this chemistry, and the first chapter, chemical reactions and equations. So basically, 10th standard science is an NCERT book, same book used by CBSE also. So mostly there are 16 chapters to study in 10th standard science. At the same time, 5 from chemistry, 5 from physics, 5 from biology, and 1 is a common. Mostly it includes in the physics part. So each and every portion has equal weightage for examination. You know, the written exam is in 80 marks and 20 marks internal assessment is there. Internal assessment you will get it by doing a lots of activities, seminars, assignments and all. At the same time, this 80 mark written test. The final exam you want to participate, and this 80 marks I will just tell about the pattern. First 8 question answers will be multiple choice question. There will be options for that question. You need to choose the correct answer. At the same time, the second 8 marks is regarding 1 mark questions. After that, lots of 2 mark questions are there, 9 3 mark questions are there, 4 essays and 1 5 mark big essays are there. In that, there is a lots of numericals from physics. At the same time, equations from chemistry. At the same time, there is a lots of diagrams also from the biology part, chemistry part, and the physics part. Basically, I will tell about the textbook. Okay, it's been changed 2 or 3 years before. What the speciality regarding this NCERT textbook is that when we read it, it seems to be very difficult to understand. So it's a bit complicated for you. It's a new year, new academic already started. But at the end of the year, anyway, this subject will be very easy for you. I will make guarantee to make sure about that. Okay. So let us discuss about that. I hope you have the weightage. Okay. Anyway, in that WhatsApp group, I will forward that PDF for the weightage of each chapters. Basically, one of the biggest chapter is from the physics part, electricity, and control and coordination from biology. Both carries good marks. Okay, you must study those chapters very well and very important also. But now we will start with the chemistry side. Now we will start with the chemistry side, in which the first chapter is chemical reactions and equation. Basically, this chapter is an introduction. Okay, it is an introduction towards the basics of chemistry. Anyway, last year you studied chemistry. Before that, also you studied chemistry. But at the same time, what's the difference? It's only a basic introduction towards chemistry. But in this chapter, these equations and chemical reactions, you are going in depth into chemistry part. It's an in-depth chapter. Some of the things you have didn't studied in the previous classes. Mostly this chapter is about 2 things: chemical reactions and equations. Only 2 things are there. There is different types of chemical reactions like decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation, reduction, redox reaction. In detail, we will study about all those things in the next video classes. But first, there is an introduction for this chemical reaction. So in all the classes, you study. In all the classes, you have already studied that about 2 types of changes which is happening in the surroundings. First one is physical change. I think you studied this physical change in, I think 9th standard, same subject. And chemical change. 2 types of changes occurring in our daily life. First is physical change, next is the chemical change. So what is this physical change? For example, in the case of physical change, we can give a great example. It is about water. Water in room temperature, it behaves as water liquid form, isn't it? But when we boil it, it will become water vapor. It will change the physical state. And when we freeze that same water, it will become solid. So, some changes happen to that matter called as water. But that change is only physical. When we bring the ice back to room temperature, it will again become what? Water. But in some cases, just imagine that every daily you are going to your kitchen to check what your mom made for you for breakfast, lunch, dinner and all. Just while going to the kitchen, just check about this. Anyway, I think you like milk. You all like to drink milk, isn't it? So just what happens to this milk if we keep it for more than 12 hours in ordinary room temperature? What will happen to this milk? Of course, it will become curd. Understand? It will become a curd. So, milk is also liquid, curd is also liquid. The physical property does not change here. But milk, a bit sweetness is there because of the presence of lactose. But when it is kept in room temperature, it will react with some bacteria and lactic acid is formed inside that milk. So, it becomes curd. In the first case of physical reaction or physical change, we can reverse it back. Once water changes to water vapor, if we cool it down, it will again become water. But in the case of this milk, when it is became curd, can you reverse it? Can you bring back milk from a curd? No. So something, what happened there? A process in which new substances is formed. Chemical reaction is nothing but a process in which new substances are formed. That is a chemical reaction. And that substance is permanent. We cannot change it back to milk again. Curd, that is the last form. We cannot change it back to the milk. The same one more example is there. A common example, rusting of iron. I hope you have seen the rusting of the iron. Everywhere we can see a lot of iron around us. How the iron rusts? The common iron, when it is exposed to free atmosphere, it will react with the oxygen content in the atmosphere. That is moisture. Moisture plus iron makes iron oxide. That is called as rusting. Understood? Another example is a simple thing, cooking of food. A simple example. I hope you all like chicken curry. You buy 1 kg of chicken from the shop, you add all the ingredients, that masala, spices, what all things want to make that chicken tasty. You just stir it well. Can you eat that directly? Well, I am adding all the ingredients you want to make chicken, but can you eat it directly? I'm asking that, can you eat it? No, you will be mad if you are doing that. No, we cannot eat because that flesh is fresh, raw flesh. For that we need to cook. Cooking means what? Yes, boiling it in water. When we cook it, what will happen? The meat and the vegetables and all, lots of chemical reaction is happening inside that vegetables and that meat. So it will be ready for us to consume, to eat with that taste. The same thing is there. Breathing, it is also chemical reaction. And oxygen molecules present in the atmosphere, we can inhale that oxygen and in our lungs it is absorbed and it is given energy for us. Isn't it? Same thing, the food we are eating, it will go to our stomach and inside the stomach it will change into different the digestive juices in our stomach will change into glucose and it is absorbed throughout our body. That is also a particular types of chemical reaction. Okay, these are examples for the chemical reaction. Physical reaction, you already know that water changes to ice, water changes to water vapor, again water vapor changing back to water and ice. And chemical reactions, some examples are like our respiration, digestion, cooking, rusting of iron, and milk becomes curd, fermentation of milk. So sorry, curding of milk. So next what we want to go is about, this is one more question for SSLC. What is chemical reaction? The process in which new substance is formed. That process is called as chemical reaction. It is a one mark question. Okay, the next part is about equations. For example, I will tell an example from our textbook. Okay, our textbook example is that if we burn magnesium ribbon, okay, there is a particular metal called magnesium. Ribbon means if you are making it into small, thin paper, thin like a paper, not a magnesium piece or magnesium rod. It's a very thin. It's a very thin layer of magnesium. So that's called as a magnesium ribbon. Here, I written something. Mg plus O2 gives MgO. I hope most of you understand what it means, isn't it? Otherwise, without this, how we can write this reaction? Actually, the real reaction is this one. Magnesium reacts with oxygen in the presence of heat to form magnesium oxide. This is also an example for chemical reaction. Okay, magnesium actually it is in the solid form, oxygen it is in the vapor form or gaseous form. When it reacts with magnesium in the presence of heat, it will become a magnesium oxide, which is a white powder. And flames, white flames of heat is released during that equation. We can say it is also a chemical equation. But if we represent that equation in sentence form, if we are representing that in sentence form, it will be like this. Magnesium reacts with oxygen in the presence of heat to give magnesium oxide, which is in the powder form. So it is a big sentence, isn't it? So that's the importance of equations in everyday chemistry. If you are an expert in chemistry and if you want to learn chemistry or if you want to research in chemistry, each and every reactions, if you are writing in sentence, what will happen? Yes, it will take more time and more space also. Understand? Now you are dealing with only a few numbers of reactions, but in higher classes, what is happening? You must go with hundreds and thousands of equations, thousands of reactions and all. For that, if you are writing that in sentence, what will happen? It will be difficult, isn't it? That's why it is a mathematical form. Understand? If you are a chemistry student, you will understand this. Mg, magnesium, O2, oxygen, gas, MgO, magnesium oxide, heat. And this small thing in bracket, it describes in which state it is. Understand? S is for solid. G, anyway, during balancing the equation, is another portion in the chapter. When we study that, we will define it in detail. But just now, S means solid, G means gas, and L means liquid. And one more form is there, aqueous solution. Aqueous solution means like if a salt solution is an aqueous, because that solid is dissolved in that water. Okay, that is the main thing about the chemical reaction. No, sorry, equations. These equations, for example, here, every time the left part, what all compounds, what all elements are there in the left part of the reaction, it is called as the reactants. Understand? The substances which starts the reaction, they are called as reactants. And after the reaction, what we are getting, that we call as products. Reactants and products, one more question. Anyway, I will post the notes and all in that WhatsApp group. You can directly write it from there. So, left hand side, every time, left hand side, what is it? Reactants. Right hand side, products. Okay. In this case, Mg plus O2 gives MgO. It's a simple chemical reaction in which what is happening? Magnesium is reacting with oxygen in the presence of heat and which gives us magnesium oxide. So another equation is there. Try to understand this one. Okay. Let's see. Can you understand? Let's see. Okay, can you make a sentence from this equation? Just try. Can you make a sentence? Just try. We have an incident. What is incident? I hope it is zinc. Of course it is. HCl. Of course, hydrochloric acid. Incident Cl2. Zinc chloride and H2 or hydrogen gas. So zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid and forms zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. One more equation I will show. Try to make it as a sentence. Here it is. Where is my push pin? Is finished? Okay, now here it is. Come on. Let's try. K I potassium iodide plus Pb lead nitrate. Potassium iodide reacts with lead nitrate to give KNO3, potassium nitrate and PbI2, lead iodide. So these are different examples of chemical reactions. But here one more paper I have pasted here in the board. It is about characteristics of chemical reaction. Characteristics. What all properties are there in a chemical reaction? Just see this. First one is change in state, change in color. Okay, after this example we will understand that. The first one is see. Mg plus O2 reacts with heat. So automatically heat is produced. White flame is produced and it becomes a powder. Solid, one piece of ribbon changed into MgO powder. Here zinc, metal, solid, zinc chloride and H2. H2 is gas. HCl was liquid, isn't it? Liquid form changed into gaseous form. Solid form changed into liquid form. So these characteristics, by this we can say that it has a change in state. First solid state, then it is changed to liquid state and gaseous state. Change in color. Magnesium, it is silver in color. When it burns, it becomes white. Change in temperature. Temperature. When heat is applied, automatically temperature will be there. And when we are putting these zinc granules into this hydrochloric acid, what will happen? A small amount of heat is also released. Okay, these equations is directly given in textbooks. If you have any doubts, you can directly contact me or you can message in that group chat. Okay, in this different types of equations, leave it is only an example. And characteristics of the equation, basically it is change in state, change in color, change in temperature. Gases will evolve. See, H2 is a gas, isn't it? Gases will evolve, and the last one is it forms precipitate. That's something new, isn't it? Precipitate means actually it is in the solid form. It is in the solid form, but it is formed inside the liquid. It is not soluble inside liquid. I have some diagrams to show. When I show that, we will understand it. Okay, perfectly. Okay, these are the main thing about these equations. But anybody notice one thing? Anybody? There is a particular theorem of the great chemist called as Lavoisier. Lavoisier was a great chemist. He formulated that during chemical reactions, the mass remains constant. That means if we weigh the entire product, if this Mg plus O2 gives us 50 grams, this MgO formed also must be 50 grams. It is known as the law of conservation of mass. But let's see here, how many Mg is there in one pen? Mg only one. How many oxygen? 2. How many Mg is the product? 1. How many oxygen? 1. 2 plus 1, here we got 3. Here 1 plus 1, we got 2. Is it balanced? No. Where is one oxygen? Who took it? It's not with me anyway. So this equation is not balanced. Such equations are called as skeletal equations. See, understand? Skeletal equation. Skeletal equation means the number of reactants and number of products will not be same. Such equations are not balanced. So to prove that the law of conservation of mass theorem is correct, we need to balance that equation. It is another important portion from that chapter. Mostly 2 mark questions come from this part. Balancing an equation is a 2 mark question. Okay, balancing an equation, it's very important. At the same time, it's very interesting also. Once we got that ability, it is very easy for you to understand that. A simple thing. How to balance something? How to balance something? Tell me. If you are going to a shop and you are buying tomatoes, you are buying tomatoes. The shopkeeper, what he will do, he will take 1 kg of tomato, that weight, and he will put in one side of the balance, and in the next side he will put a lot of tomatoes. So how will balance this weight? How he will balance? Okay, he will add more. And if he added 5 tomatoes on the right side and 1 kg is in the left side, if this 1 kg side is down, then he will add more tomatoes here. Adding on till it is balanced. The same thing we need to do here. So how? mg is 1. Balancing the equation is a very interesting part. The next video we will study it in details. After that you will be able to balance whatever equations given. Okay? It's a very easy one. Just tell it and we will stop the video log. mg plus O2 gives mgO. mg1. mg1. Balance. No problem with that. O2 2. O2 only 1. How we can make the balanced? Okay, rules and regulations I will tell. I will put a 2 here. 2 mgO. Now O2 2. O2. But also mg here becomes 2 and oxygen becomes 2. But here only mg is 1. I will add one more 2 here. Then it becomes 2. 2 mg plus O2 gives 2 mgO. Equation balanced or not? Just count. 2 magnesium is there, 2. 2 oxygen is there, 2. 2 plus 2, 4. Here also 2 magnesium is there, 2. 2 oxygen is there, 2 plus 2, 4. Isn't this easy? Yes, it is easy. Now the simple equation, that's why it seems easy. In the next class we will go with some difficult balancing equations. I think this is balanced or not? Just tell me. Zinc, just tell me. Like we can do it together. Just zinc 1, 5. Hydrogen 2. Here also 2, 5. Chlorine also 2, 2. Here Cl2, 2. Is it balanced? Of course it is balanced. This is a balanced equation. Okay? Like that, we will in the next class we will go and study about the balancing of the equations and all. Okay, the notes about this portion I will post it in the group. You can download it from there and you can write it into a notebook. Okay, what all things are written in that, maybe it will be typed or photographs. You just write it into your notebook and keep it as your science notebook. Okay, because regarding science, these notes are very important. Understand? Almost all the question answers being asked in the exams, it will be included in that notes and all. And after the end of the entire syllabus, I will give more question answers or extra question answers from the question bank. It will be easy for you to score good marks. I am telling about good scoring, not like 60 above, 80 above, 70 above. I am talking about above 90 or 95. That's the mark you want to get in science. And it is very easy. Very easy. Once you are getting that ideas, it will be very easy for them. So that's all for today. See you in a new video now. For till that time, it's goodbye from this part of the world. Vidin Raj signing off during this corona situation. It is a global killer. The entire world is suffering from this. So be safe, stay at home. No need to go outside. Stay at home. Understand? Anyway, your parents are providing you with everything in your home. Stay there. Not going outside. Okay? Be healthy, be safe, and Jai Hind.